Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Shabbat Perek Gimal Mishnah Dalet. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss heating water on Shabbat and really how do we treat this water once it was heated on Shabbat? What are we allowed to do with it or not allowed to do with it anymore? So we're going to bring a case from the people of Tiberia, right? Tiberias. If you know Hame Tiberia, if you ever visited Tiberia, you'll see these hot springs over there. And the people of Tiberias had this idea, and they said we want potable water on Shabbat, hot water. We can't heat up water, so what are we going to do? We're going to run pipes through the hot springs with fresh water in it, right? Run these freshwater pipes through the hot springs, and it'll come out the other side, and we'll have hot water on Shabbat. Hachamim did not appreciate this idea, and they said it's going to be asur, right? We're going to treat this water as if it was water that was heated up on Shabbat, and if it was done on Yom Tov, as if it was water that was heated up on Yom Tov. And we'll see how the Mishnah actually treats this water halachically. So Ma'aseh Shatzu Anshe Tabaria, right? People of Tiberias. Have you seen they took a pipe, right? Usually these pipes were made from from pottery, right? And they ran it through the toch amash l'chamin, through this canal of hot water. So Hachamim told them, im b'Shabbat, if you did so on Shabbat, right? This water was heated up on Shabbat. But then we have to treat this water as if it was water that was heated up on Shabbat, and it's asur. You're not allowed to bathe in it, and you're not allowed to drink it, right? You can't wash, your pinky, right? With water that was heated up on Shabbat, hot water that was heated up on Shabbat, we're not allowed to wash with it, even our fingers, right? And you're not allowed to drink it either. Now, v'im b'Yom Tov, let's say this water was heated up on Yom Tov, right? So we know on Yom Tov you are allowed to heat up for ochel nefesh, right? For your own drinking and eating purposes. You're allowed to eat, cook for eating and drinking on Yom Tov. So over here, you heated up water, but it wasn't for, right? It wasn't necessarily for drinking. So how do we treat it? Well, if it's kahamin shocham b'Yom Tov, asurim b'rchitza, you're not allowed to bathe in it, right? You're not allowed to bathe your whole body in it. You are allowed to bathe panav yadav v'raglav, right? Your hands, feet, and your face, hands, and feet. But you're not allowed to bathe your whole body because it was water that was heated up on Yom Tov. Umutarim b'shtia, and you're allowed to drink it. Of course, you're allowed to cook on Yom Tov to, in order to drink on that day. For those of us that do shower on Yom Tov, right, we're treating it basically as the water was heated up pre-Yom Tov, right? That's really the way you'd be able to, shower on Yom Tov, right? So over here, we're treating this, right, if the water was heated up on Yom Tov, right, it's asur b'rchitza. You're not allowed to wash it, you're not allowed to bathe in it, and you are allowed to drink. Mulyar hagaruf, now we move on to this mulyar hagaruf. This is an urn, right, that was swept. The coals were taken away. Now, what's unique about this urn? This urn, the coals that would heat up the water, it was the coals were in the middle. There was like this tube in the middle, and the water would be heated up all around it. Right? So this big urn, the coals were in the middle in a tube, and all the water was around it. Okay? And this would heat up the water. If you swept out the coals, shotim mimenu b'Shabbat, you're allowed to drink from it on Shabbat. Antichi, and antichi is another type of urn, but over here, instead of the coals being in the middle, the coals were on the bottom, right? Underneath, and there was this, plate of, iron or brass, whatever was this urn was made out of, and on top of that was the water. Now, this heats up the water a lot more, and even once you remove the coals, right, the bottom of this antichi, of this urn, which is the metal, is really hot. And it's almost as if it's being heated on Shabbat, and Hachamim treated it that way. And it says, even though we swept out the coals, en shotim mimena, you're not allowed to drink from this water, because again, we treat it as if it's water that was heated up on Shabbat, and halacha is like Hachamim.